Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Langmaid, founder of the Evidence Based Chiropractor, and today we are going to talk about, drumroll please, chiropractic salaries. How much can you expect to make if you are a doc? What's the median salary? What's the low end look like? And even one tip to generate perhaps up to 10% more revenue in your practice. So if we start right there, when we talk about chiropractic salaries, it's important to keep in mind that over 70% of the chiropractic profession are sole proprietors. So it's not really a salary that is taken. It is more of what is left after expenses, right? Top line revenue minus expenses, and the difference is what many chiropractors take home and call their salary, even though by textbook definition, it might not be a true salary. So what does that mean? Well, number one, it means if you are not taking a true salary, there can be fluctuation. If you are looking at top line revenue minus expenses, those two costs can be variable year to year. So unlike a fixed salary in a corporation that might be $60,000, $65,000 going up 2% per year, you might be in a state that has way more upside, the potential to double your salary year to year, but also in the position that it could erode away as top line revenue decreases or as expenses start to creep up. So that's an important contextual piece when we talk about chiropractic salaries. Now let's start at the bottom. What the research has shown is that the bottom 10% of chiropractors, the salary there is around $30,000 per year. So that is important to keep in mind with your planning, but it also is important to keep in mind if you are a student just getting out into the field, unless you are bringing a big audience, unless you are bringing a special skill set, or unless you have found a fantastic opportunity, the starting point for your salary is often going to be quite low. Now, as we get up towards the middle, what we see are two separate statistics. When salary has been self-reported through an organization like Chiropractic Economics, we see the number to be right around $100,000 per year as a chiropractic salary. Now, interesting, if you look at the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they would pin that closer to $80,000. So the question is, when self-reporting, are a lot of chiropractors inflating their salaries? Or is it maybe just an incomplete data set with one or the other? Either way, you can keep in mind somewhere between $80,000 and $110,000 is a good median point for a chiropractic income or a chiropractic salary. Now, interestingly, they also find salaries tend to increase as time goes on. So the longer you are around your community, the more that you have built a brand, and the more past patients you've seen is a great indication for the future patients you'll see as time goes on. So as you age, as you get into chiropractic longer, salary does tend to increase correlative to the time in the profession. And finally, if you want to find one way that I've identified in the research to increase that salary is quite often we have seen 10% of a chiropractor's salary, or top line revenue for that matter, can come from retail. That could include braces, DME, that could include nutritional supplementation, consulting work, fitness, and more. You name it. Typically, a chiropractor in their prime is generating 10% of their top line revenue, which would trickle down to 10% of their salary, from what I will call ancillary services, with the bulk of that coming from nutritional products. So in short, median chiropractic salary, you should expect somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000. If you are just starting out or on that bottom 10%, you might be closer to 30. And if you want to boost that top line revenue by up to 10%, entertain the idea of adding on ancillary products into your practice, or potentially even services. But please keep in mind, as always, with 70% plus of chiropractors being sole proprietors in their practice, salary is more like the difference between top line revenue and expenses, and less like a traditional salary you could expect in a corporate position. So there you have it, all about chiropractic salaries. And feel free to comment down below with any questions that you may have. I'll be happy to find the statistic, see if I can point you on the right direction. Have a good day. Bye-bye.